Today I'd like to share with you one of the most beautiful prayers on the planet. You probably have heard of it. It's called the Serenity Prayer. And let me start by reading it. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And this is a very beautiful, very wise prayer. The first part says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. In life, there will be things that we cannot change. We may face tragedies that happen, and they have happened. Your spouse has died, you have lost your job, and they will not take you back. You may be in prison right now. You could be suffering and being in bed lying with cancer right now, and though you're fighting it, the cancer is very present and permeates your body. There are things that happen to us that we cannot change. You may be taller than you wish you were. You may be the different color, skin color than you wish you were. You may wish you lived somewhere else. There are things that in life are a given. And it's important as you go through life to learn those which you cannot change to accept. You know, when you really reach a point where you say, I cannot change this. For example, again, the example of if you've lost your job and they're not going to hire you back, you can fight that and say, oh, you know, why'd they do that? What's wrong with them? You know, or what did I do wrong? I wish I hadn't done that. Or you can say, you know, I've lost this job. I need to accept that and move forward. Another good one, which many of you may have faced or may be facing right now, is you have an illness that is life-threatening. And those can be very challenging, very difficult. You can say, this shouldn't be happening. I can't be dying. And you can fight that, or you can say, well, I'm going to do the things and work on it as best as I can. But I also need to realize that part of living is dying. And I need to accept that if I'm human, I'm going to die. And acceptance brings peace. Accepting life as it happens brings tranquility and helps you to relax in life, to be present with what is, and to love life as it is. When you accept things that really cannot be changed, you will find that accepting them is a beautiful thing. An analogy often used in relationships. If you're in a very good relationship, I will pretty much guarantee you there will be something about your spouse that you will not like. It'll be something that irritates you. Maybe they snore. Maybe they leave the toilet seat up. Maybe they don't make enough money for you. But you love them for lots of reasons. Whatever it may be, but if there is something about them that is not going to change, you know, you wish they were taller, you wish they spoke better English, whatever it may be, if that's the way they are, you constantly being irritated by the way they are isn't doing you any good, because you're trying to change something that you really cannot change for the most part. But if you accept it, say, you know, this is a beautiful person who I love and I've chosen to spend my life with, and they have some things that I don't like. Accepting that makes it go so much more smoothly, because then you love them and you actually can learn to even embrace the change. You can embrace that which you don't like. Say, you know, hey, maybe I'll get used to snoring. It's not such a big deal. And then by doing that, you'll find life goes better when you accept things. The second part is the courage to change things I can. There are many things in life which we don't like that we can change. Again, getting back to the illness. If you're struggling with some physiological disorder, I mean, seek all the help that you can. If the doctor's telling you to go exercise, exercise. If you're learning to eat well, eat well. If you're learning to go back to school so you can have a job that you enjoy instead of going to a job that you hate, do those things. You know, say, I can be courageous and change my life. Because when you change things, you better your life. And there are many, many things in life that can be improved upon. This whole show is about learning to improve your life. And there's an infinite many things in life that can be changed. So choose a couple and work on them and change them. And once they are changed, they become a habit. Then choose a couple more. Work on them, change them. And once they're changed, they become a habit. So change things when you can. And then lastly, know the difference between what you can change and what you can't change. Because there will be some things in life that you confuse. You can say, well, I really think I can change this. I mean, if you've been trying something over and over again, and if the door won't open, that may be the time to accept and say, you know, I've tried hard enough. I need to stop doing this. And then there are times when you say, this door is an opening, but I really believe in this. Like, I really believe in helping out children who can't read. And I'm going to keep doing that because this is an ongoing problem. And even though it may last forever, I'm going to keep doing that. Years ago, I had a professor who talked about, children and child abuse. And he said, child abuse is always going to be with us, period. So what are we going to do? And you still care for and you reach out for people and you don't give up. But then at other times you take care of yourself and make sure you're okay and you accept what is happening. And you just learn to, through the Serenity prayer, to flow with life. Change what you can, accept what you can't, and read the prayer over and over again. It's a beautiful prayer, and it really helps ground you in living a peaceful life. Peace.
Our first question this week is from Trudy in West Virginia. And she asks, I have struggled with health problems all my life, and now I'm getting older and want to keep trying to be healthy. How do you truly become holistically healthy, and what does it mean?
Well, Trudy, first I want to thank you for your question because it shows that you are still committed to being healthy. And as we age, I think a lot of people, what they do is they throw in the towel. They say, I'm done, I'm just going to do whatever I feel like and give up on being healthy. And it's never too late to be healthy in any regard, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially. We can always improve ourselves. So you are an example of someone who is committed to being healthy, and that's the first and primary step. I want to be healthy. Now there's a whole array of ways of being healthy. And I think the first one I'll start with, and we don't have to talk about all of them today, but physically, just do a little bit every day to improve your health. We had a guest on a few episodes ago who really had a lot of health problems as they got older, and they made some changes, and those changes really helped them to completely improve their life. So if you can say, hey, how can I today 5% improve my life? Perhaps, for example, you don't exercise, and you can start walking around the neighborhood, a little bit more. Or you don't eat very well. You could, when you order a meal, start eating a salad with your meal. Or there's just so many ways you can do it. Perhaps Elizabeth can chime in here and give me some ideas, but the point is, improve a little bit every day, and what you'll find is a little bit of improvement gets you better, because we're in life, we're either growing or we're dying. We're never staying the same. So you really want to always be improving and keep working towards it to the day you die, so that when you die gracefully with improvement on the way, instead of just throwing in the towel and giving up. Don't you think?
I absolutely agree. You had said something that was really important. You said it's never too late. And we actually had a woman on here, Renee Burton, a couple weeks ago, who her whole program is called It's Never Too Late. And it's never too late to be fit. And she actually has these programs working physical exercise with people with arthritis. People are, in their 80s and even in their 90s, even in wheelchairs, working out. And she had this band that she showed us, which actually was working out a little bit earlier using it, because you can take it with you anywhere. But it doesn't matter how old you are and whatever your condition is. Even if somebody who, say, is really overweight, and can't move much, you got to start somewhere. So I think, really, like Dr. Puff had said, starting with the salad, trying to incorporate that into your diet, eating a little bit healthier and incorporating whatever exercise you can.
Many years ago, just to share on what Elizabeth talking about, I had the opportunity to meet Mr. Rogers, the Mr. Rogers, of Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. And I don't know if any of you know this about him, but he swam every day. He loved to swim. He'd get in the pool, and he loved to swim. And I like swimming too, so we kind of had that commonality. We had a lot in common. Him and I went to similar schools and had similar backgrounds. And he's a wonderful human being. But what he did is he didn't, as he got older, because I met him, towards the end of his life, and he's passed now, but as he got older, he just continued to take care of himself and didn't give up on himself. And I think that was a good example for me. And I love, people as they age to watch from them and learn from them, because they remind me that it's never too late, and you can always work on yourself. And we ought to, and I'm planning on it till the day I die, and I know Elizabeth is too, that we'll continue to work on ourselves. And we ask you to join us in that commitment to work on yourself a little bit every day, improve your life so you can be whole, healthy, and have a wonderfully successful life.
Thank you so much for sharing this journey with us, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for your question.